What's your Addy and Kelly?
Okay, so we get a bunch of different news reporters and
News reporters like
and
online, and it's
yes.
like videos of people on the internet or like people in news broadcasts.
Yes, and we get all those people, and we get a compilation of all of them, and their voices
Uh-huh.
overlap over each other in a cacophony. And then we write what are youth trends on a computer, and we hit enter. And when we hit enter,
It goes black.
it goes black.
It goes black.
And you just hear the very loud sound of the click of a keyboard.
And then the music starts.
Yes.
It's our music.
Our music.
Dangerous teenage fad.
After watching others on TikTok do it.
Everyone from celebs to politicians
How
taking
deadly
the cinnamon challenge.
this TikTok
No water.
Perception of the
There's been an
risk.
alarming spike in the number of poisonings and
The so-called blackout challenge on
they're
TikTok.
called cinnamon challenge.
After watching others on
Dangerous
TikTok
teenage
do it.
fad.
It's
Our
just
own
how
Peter
deadly,
DeSantos has the story.
This TikTok blackout challenge is.
Every teenager is doing it, and it will kill them.
And on that one, is it going already? Okay. So, the first question.
Or should we start with introductions?
Introductions.
Yeah.
Introductions are good.
Yes.
Okay. Hi.
Hi there.
Okay, let's try this again. Hi, I'm Addy Hebden, and I go to Delview Secondary School, and
I'm Kelly Braun, and I also go to W Secondary School. What are youth trends? You
Good.
know.
So our first question is, what are youth trends? In your opinion, what do you know
Well,
about them?
that would be, if I'm trying to define it, that's a trend that happened when I was much younger.
Mhm.
What was happening, what was my life back, 50 or 60 years ago compared to what your life is now.
Mhm.
So that would be my understanding, if you want to move forward on that basis.
Youth trends. Something that confounds parents and certain teachers to this day. What are youth trends? How do they start? How do they work? How do they spread and thrive? These are the questions we will attempt to answer over the course of one semester. Come along on the journey of youth trends with two grade 10 innovation students, Addy and Kelly. To learn about people's opinions on youth trends these days, we went to the mall.
Thanks, Mom. Stop walking.
Maybe we should like put on the fountain and then record people at the fountain. Like they'll walk by and we'll ask them.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
You know what a youth trend is?
I think I have a vague idea, but if you want to explain, I would definitely take an explanation.
Okay, so it's pretty much just like trends and just things that teens do as a whole. Like, example, buying from like Hot Topic or listening to certain music like Harry Styles or something like that. Yeah. Could you name any youth trends off of that?
Well, I definitely buy a Hot Topic.
Yeah.
And yeah, most of my friends, we all listen to like the same sort of celebrities, definitely Harry Styles, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I guess those off the top of my head referring
Yeah.
things.
What was the other one? Oh yeah, are they good or bad, do you think?
Oh, I think they're good. Definitely ways to express yourself always, and I can
Yeah.
learn things about my friends that I didn't know before, so for sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No problem, no problem.
Okay. Have a good day.
Usually when you think of trends, you'll think of fashion crazes, music that you constantly hear on the radio, and practically everything on TikTok. Anything can be a trend when you think about it. Yes, these are examples of youth trends, but have you ever thought deeper into them than that? A common word for a viral internet video or image is a meme. But the word has deeper roots in trend spreading. Let me simplify Richard Dawkins' chapter about memes. And now, my own extremely short summary of Chapter 11 of Dawkins' The Selfish Gene. I believe that Richard Dawkins' meme is the idea that a being that can communicate can evolve through non-genetic means. His example is found in the saddleback bird, which lives in New Zealand. These birds evolve their song every new generation, basically learning from the ones around and before you how to perceive things, and then adding your own thoughts to this collection and passing that down through communication with others. Over time, this idea will evolve into a greater understanding of the world, along with religions, customs, and everything that people perceive to be around them. He goes deeper than this, but I'll leave it there.
How do trends get popular nowadays? It's a question that seems innocent on the surface, but has an answer way more shocking and eerie. Most youth have a phone or electronic device that they use to access the internet for entertaining, learning, and communication. For the past few years, that has become a main way to circulate information, especially trends. Every social media site uses algorithms which track people's paths and collect information about them to base recommendations on. And using these algorithms, they also decide what will be pushed on people's pages and eventually become viral. We are all being watched and our patterns are being tracked, which makes the trend cycle much more specific.
I feel violated! Now that we understand how trends get popular, we wanted to know what it's like for fashion trends, specifically what it's like on the inside of the trends. We interviewed a fashion student who helped us explain this.
Hi, my name's David Chong. I'm a student at KPU. I'm in the program of fashion marketing. I have my own clothing vintage brand called Create Vintage.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, I'm not too knowledgeable with it before, but with social media now, it definitely creates a lot of trends, but you can kind of analyze it by what people wear on social media and kind of just predict it kind of. So like currently like Routledge, like camo is starting to be very trendy. So that's why you start seeing people creating jackets that are Routledge that are more lifestyle than just like hunting wear. So it kind of really depends, but overall social media, you kind of analyze what people wear and it kind of predicts what people would want to wear down the road. So, yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Our next question was, do you think trends are good or bad for teenagers? Or, like, neutral, or why? Like, what do you think?
I think it goes both ways. Because some people can wear a certain piece, but don't understand the story behind it. Kind of like a lot of people wear... no hate towards it, but a lot of people wear Shein, and Shein is a very, I don't know, some people don't know like the backstory behind it. People just look at it as just like a cheap and affordable brand, whereas looking at it, like its sustainability and all that. So it could be good, but it could also be bad if you don't really understand why you like that item, or you know. So yeah, it goes both ways for me.
What David is referring to is fast fashion, something that Shein and other clothing brands have had a long history of being associated with. You've probably heard of it, but to give a simple explanation, fast fashion is when clothing items are produced at an extremely fast rate in order to be sold while it's still trending. Due to the speed at which the clothing is made, it leads to corners being cut, like unsafe work environments, damage to the environment, and a lot of textile waste. This is not ethical. People should strive to have safe and well-paid working conditions, as well as limiting waste so that we can do our part in saving the planet. Just remember, it's not the planet we're saving. The Earth will be there regardless of the temperature. We may not.
We've been taking power away from traditional media in the past few years and relying more on social media for our information. This has made style and trends more communal, and as normal everyday people, we can shape the trends that occur and participate in them easier. Due to social media being used so much and making it easier to spread ideas extremely fast, the trend cycle has been exceptionally sped up. Which brings us to another question relating to how trends work. What makes teenagers participate in trends? There are two parts of the answer to that question. The first one being the aforementioned social media algorithms pushing it on teens obsessively and making the trends inescapable, because if something is familiar to your brain, it can be easily mistaken as being enjoyed. The second part of the answer is how teens make decisions. The 3 ways teenagers make decisions are through social motivation, like making a decision based off of fitting in, and an assumption that doing the activity, in this case, participating in a trend, would result in approval from your peers and a positive social outcome. Reward sensitivity, making a decision based on the hope that a great reward will be given if the teenager goes through the decision. In this case, the reward would be a surplus of views or followers from joining the trend. And distraction, making a decision because of lack of self-control and thinking, like buying something to join a trend without taking time to think about the repercussions and weighing out your options. Well, in summary, trends are not good or bad.
It really depends on, like, what you put out there. Participating in bad things and recirculating it can cause actual deaths, like on the internet. There's lots of cases of children who are online seeing stuff on their For You pages and participating in the trend, which causes their death.
Yeah, but for the most part, they're good. Like clothing. I mean, there are bad sides to that too, but most of it's positive and a way to be creative online.
A way to look at it is like an outlet for youth or teenagers they can express themselves through clothing, what games they play, and I think it can be really good for them.
Yeah.
Just like memes earlier, though, I'd like to say that once you put a meme out there, an idea, a thought, once you put it on the internet, it circulates forever. Before the internet, it just circulated through people communicating with each other, but now there's this whole big internet, like a whole world of webs out there, and once you put a meme out there, it's in there. You can't take it off, so just careful what you're putting out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for listening to this.
Thank you so much for watching.
We hope you have a good day.
Yeah.
Take some stuff away from our video.
Drink some water.
Drink some water.
Very
You'll
important.
get a headache.
Yeah.
If you don't.
Also, don't skip French class.
That's a bad idea.
Bye!
Bye!
Sorry.
No, I want to read it.
Okay. Non-genetic means. Non-genetic, right?
Non-genetic means. Non-genetic means.
Oh, trends. What we do with them, without them. Well, it's all decided here at the mall. All the fashionable stuff gets put in the trendy place, and everything else doesn't even show up in the store. Also, the scariest place to ever interview people. I don't know why we're here.